how to let go of mistakes you've made. Maybe it's in the middle of the night and you wake up and then you start thinking about something that was super embarrassing or a mistake that you made maybe even 20 years previously. Maybe it was just the other day, but it goes over and over and over in your head. How do you get out of this cycle? Oftentimes when you think about this, you just cringe internally and you beat yourself up, and then you find yourself making that same mistake over and over again. I am Jennifer Van Wyk, and I am an aid worker, a psychotherapist, and the best-selling author of The Good Thing About Mortar Shells, Choosing Love Over Fear. There's 3 things that you need to know in order to support yourself to not make the same mistake over and over and over again. First is always to acknowledge it, right? What was the mistake that you made exactly? Like, what was the situation around it? Why did it happen? What was your thinking? Really see it clearly and honestly. It sounds really easy, but there can be shame or embarrassment around making mistakes. So then we want to avoid and push it down. But it's really important that we just sit and take an honest look. There's different parts of us. Some people call it the critic. Some people call it the bully. Maybe even it's the perfectionist, right? I don't think this part of us is evil, because sometimes it can really be mean, but its intention is always good, right? That part of us that's really making us think over and over and over again and beating us up for making these mistakes, the intention of that part is to really try and make us a better person, or to protect us from others so that other people don't judge us or shame us or reject us, right? So the intention of it is always like for our benefit, but oftentimes the strategy or how intense it is or how mean it is, it can be quite detrimental to us. Part of looking at it is just having maybe even a dialogue with that part of, okay, what do you want me to know? What are you worried about? What is very important that I get? What's the message here, right? So that's all part of this step 1 of acknowledgement. You're talking with this part, you're looking at the mistake really honestly, you're understanding maybe the circumstances that led you there, why, maybe your motivation or your mistaken thinking of why you did it, right? Step 2 is apologize. Apologizing is really healthy because it helps us take ownership. It's a action in this reality of, okay, yes, I did this. I can make a different choice next time, and I'm going to take responsibility for this. There are some people who it's not safe to apologize to. You could be in an emotionally abusive relationship, or with a bully, or with somebody that's not a safe person, and to apologize and therefore make yourself vulnerable is not a good idea, right? So in those cases, you can apologize on an energetic level. Just your high self to their high self, do that apology, or just say it in your mind and just really feel it. Another technique you can use, and I've made a video on it, is Ho'oponopono. And that's a really powerful technique of, I am so sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And just saying that over and over and over again can really shift that energy between you and that other person. Or perhaps it's even apologizing to a different part of yourself. Maybe it's apologizing to your heart. I've done this as well, right? I treated my heart like poop and now I need to apologize. So then you can even do Ho'oponopono there, or have that internal dialogue with different parts of yourself, okay? So again, apology, if it's safe, in a physical way, actually talking to the person, understanding, explaining what happened, not making excuses. So apologies are not saying, I did this because of this and this and this. that can sound as an excuse. It's really about taking responsibility for the mistake you made, which brings us to step 3. We want to make a plan. Mistakes are that guilt feeling from a mistake is a motivation to help us to become better people. So we want to make a plan of how we can then become a better person. So if we understand what the situation was and why we made that mistake, then maybe we can figure out, okay, how can I support myself to be really strong and not do that same mistake in the future? For example, I just recently made, and I was thinking about it over and over and over again, I accidentally told a secret that one of my friends confided in me. And I feel so much shame about this. And it was just because I forgot that it was a secret, And so my memory's just not what it used to be. And so my plan of, first, I definitely apologized to her. I saw what the problem was. Okay, it's because I'm forgetful. I'm not malicious. I have to think more before I speak. And so my plan now going forward is just to try to any confidence that somebody says to me or anything that somebody tells me, instead of trying to remember if I'm allowed to say it or not, I'm just going to treat them all as if they're secrets. So this is my strategy going forward. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but life is a trial and error, right? So that's how I'm supporting myself. Instead of getting stuck on beating myself up because I did a stupid thing and I feel super bad about it, and I can feel that shame, right? That's okay. That's part of acknowledging. Then I make the apology, and in that apology, I say, like, I'm so sorry. I completely did wrong. And this is how I'm going to try and prevent that from ever happening again in the future. Very sorry, right? It's a stoic perception of when we're all going to make mistakes. Mistakes are such a wonderful way to learn from life. And so beating ourselves up over it and ruminating and feeling that shame and embarrassment over and over and over again is actually not helpful. That will degrade your confidence. It will degrade your strength so that you will not be able to actually be the person that you want to be, because you just will not have the strength, right? When you need to run a marathon, you treat your body well. You don't beat yourself up with a bat or throw yourself down the stairs, because then you're not going to be able to run the marathon very well. And life is a marathon. There's going to be setbacks all the time. And so forgiving yourself, it's so important. And it's so much easier to forgive yourself when you've acknowledged it, you've tried to make as many repairs as you can, and you've created a plan of, okay, how can you go moving forward? So the last step is definitely self-forgiveness. This is a hard one and it feels really counterintuitive, but it's really important because that's what will nourish you to become the better person. And when you are more compassionate and loving to yourself, only then can you be truly and unconditionally compassionate and loving to others. So it's so, so important that we treat ourselves with care and compassion if we really want to make the world a better place and be a better human to our loved ones. I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know your thoughts or questions or comments in the comment section below. And if you thought this was interesting, please give it a like and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Talk to you next time.